Hunter, is that C3PO and R2D2?
Yeah, and
What's
if you
wrong with
look,
his leg?
it's silver.
They didn't paint him all the way yet.
That's how he is in the movie. And if you can look closely, you can see Luke Skywalker riding a tauntaun.
Yeah. Is there any one of those Imperial droids that scouts the planet?
Me, 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 me. Yeah,
That's a
but
good sound effect.
thanks. Welcome everybody to Bro Football Focus. We've been on a small hiatus, but we're back in action. A lot of NFL news going on, so we're gonna hop right into it. I'm Hunter. With me, as always, is Austin and Jake. But before we talk about football, you said none of you guys saw Space Jam 2?
Nope.
No, I have not.
Oh. It's like a 2.9 on the Husky Paw scale. You guys should watch it.
I've seen the Rotten Tomatoes isn't looking too good for them right now.
Don't trust the Rotten Tomatoes. They all just don't like LeBron. Although it wasn't awesome. But either way, I think the most important NFL news going on right now is probably this Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams stuff. So
Yeah.
it's been a little tumultuous offseason for the Packers and those guys. I guess they tried to give Aaron Rodgers a 2-year contract extension. He said, "No way, Jose. I don't want that." And then now it comes out that they tried to make Devontae Adams the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And he says, "No, I don't want that." So what's going on with the Packers? I've seen memes where it's like the guy holding hands with his girlfriend and looking back, and it's like his girlfriend is Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams, but he looks back and he's like, ooh, to like Jordan Love and Marquez Valdez Scantling, which is
Yeah.
clearly worse. But what's happening with Aaron Rodgers? Also, he's supposed to retire next week, allegedly.
Yeah. So I don't know if you've
Wow.
seen this because that might be fake news. They both posted on their Instagram stories the picture of Michael Jordan dapping up Scottie Pippen before the last dance. So it's like this might be their last dance. Like maybe they play through this season with the Packers and then they both bounce together to a different team. Or maybe
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers retires. I don't know. I don't really see him retiring though, because he's gonna get paid stacks wherever he goes next.
But
I
he
don't
already
know.
has stacks. He doesn't need
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, but you can never get enough stacks, dude.
I don't know.
You
He'll fall
never get
into
enough stacks?
You never.
some sort of hosting gig immediately. He'll be fine money
Oh,
wise.
he'll be fine. But I don't know. Maybe he wants another chip, dude. He only has one chip.
Maybe I've seen a lot of Derek Carr trying to recruit Devontae Adams, so maybe uh, John Gruden will just like trade Derek Carr and somebody else for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams.
That would be funny if Derek Carr recruited Devontae and Aaron's like, "Oh, that's where you're going? I'll go." And then he just takes Derek Carr's job.
Be super funny.
Derek Carr would threaten to fight him. He's been threatening to fight Tom Brady. Did
Yeah,
you see that?
no.
Because Tom Brady, when he said, "Oh, you're sticking with that motherfucker," to the mysterious team, Derek Carr came out and said, "Oh, you better not be talking about the Raiders because I'll
Oh.
fight you."
Yeah, I don't know who he was talking about. But speaking of Tom Brady, did you guys see the Buccaneers' new Super Bowl ring?
I did not. Is it sick?
Isn't it gold?
Yeah, Jake, it is.
I mean, rather than silver. Typically, it's silver.
I think it can be either. But,
Typically, I think.
the cool thing about it is, I think it's the first one, like the top of it comes off, and under the top is like an etching of the actual stadium.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it's obviously like the first time the home team won in their own stadium.
Oh,
But yeah, it's cool. I think it's the first ring that has like a little bonus compartment. You could probably put like cocaine or deer antler spray in there if you ever needed
Yeah.
like a little pick me up.
yeah. I'm looking at it right now, dude. This thing is pretty sick. Tom
Are
Brady's.
you seeing it, Jake?
Where is this now?
You could just look up Buck Super Bowl ring and you'd find it.
Here, I'll send it to
Yeah,
you on
let's get a
Twitter.
close up.
I think it came out yesterday, but it's cool. You'll like it.
I sent it to the Twitter group chat.
I know you like little trinkets like that, Jake.
I am a big trinket guy.
I wonder how they etched that stadium in there with such
Probably
little
some
laser
sort of a
beam.
laser. Yeah, laser.
You don't think this was
Hey,
handcrafted? dude?
Tractor beam.
I don't know. All I do know is you can't take Jake into a Cracker Barrel because he'd never leave the gift shop
Oh, why
because
is
the
that?
knickknacks.
The
Yeah,
knick-knack
so
paddywhack?
many knickknacks. Yeah, I have a knickknack addiction.
They call Jake knickknack paddywhack, give Jake a bone.
Yeah, or knickknack paddywhack. Give Jake a knickknack. That works too. Yeah, this is pretty nice.
Yeah.
Very
This is
suave.
nicer than anything that I own.
What could you put in there?
Me?
That'd be a better game. Top 3 things to put in the Super Bowl ring:
Yeah.
I don't
cocaine,
know.
deer antler spray, and whey protein.
No, you couldn't fit enough whey in there to make a difference.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been making any gains lately. But all right. So on
No,
from
the
that.
the reason why I was really not really paying attention there because I saw it a couple days ago, something that was not on the rundown, that the New York Jets assistant coach has died.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
hit by a truck while he's riding a bike, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. That's very sad.
Can't be riding your bike in New York City like that.
Yeah, no one does that.
Yeah,
In New Jersey, wherever he was.
a lot of trucks.
Yeah, rip to that guy. At least he doesn't have to work with Zach Wilson's mom.
That's true. But
Yeah.
speaking of assistant coaches, there's a big conundrum going on in the NFL right now regarding these new COVID policies.
Oh yeah.
So basically, the NFL came out and said, like, if a game is rescheduled due to a COVID outbreak among unvaccinated players, then there's like a giant financial burden to the team. And it's like they have all this stuff like game cancellations, like your game might get canceled or whatever, and then you're basically forfeiting it. So it's like a huge burden to have unvaccinated players on your team. Pretty much, it's just a huge risk. And like Matt Judon tweeted, the NFLPA fucking sucks because they didn't negotiate with that. DeAndre Hopkins even tweeted saying he might he's questioning his future in the NFL from these rules. And then
That's what surprised me the most, honestly,
oh yeah, I did not
because he doesn't really
expect it.
say he doesn't really talk much about the league itself.
Yeah. And then Cole Beasley and even fellow defensive end for the Buffalo Bills, Jerry Hughes, teammates got into it on Twitter over this thing. But
Jerry Hughes taking kind of a sensible stance.
you would think someone with underlying health conditions would get the vaccine to prevent future complications if they got COVID. Now, I understand freedom of choice, but our job has put rules in place. Rules are rules. Now, I get why Cole Beasley and them would want to, I get that they want the freedom to make the choice. But I think at this point, it's getting a little out of hand. And then I saw Cole Beasley. I don't know if you saw this, but he also tweeted, he's like, well, if you're going to, he said something about you're going to have to cut me or something. He's like, you think it's worth it to lose the best slot receiver in football or something? So Cole Beasley, I think he's thinking pretty highly of himself right now.
Slot god Cole Beasley.
I mean, he is pretty sick in the slot, but I don't think he's.
He puts up the numbers, but I wouldn't
Yeah.
say the best.
I've seen him make some sick catches, dude.
But Jake, I know you're a libtard, and Austin, I know you're about your
What?
So what do you guys think about this COVID stuff?
I mean, if I'm
Yeah, go ahead.
me personally, I don't think they should have to get vaccinated, and I think there's probably some kind of legal thing around firing someone for not getting the vaccine, because there is certain circumstances where you it's unsafe to take a vaccine, like if you have certain health conditions, but I don't think that's Cole Beasley's thing. But I do think if I could potentially miss out on losing all these millions of dollars and I could, get my team a forfeited game and make them lose all this money, I would probably just get the shot, dude. But I do think it's fucked up. The NFL would make them get the shot, and especially like this new Delta variant or whatever. Like people who have the vaccine are getting sick too. So what happens if a COVID outbreak happens among people who are vaccinated?
Nothing.
Nothing, because the rule. It's kind of weird.
It's a good rule.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Jake?
So my take on it is,
I know you're pro-vax.
I think it's dumb that they're making this rule, but not for the fact of like, oh, I should have my freedom of choice. Well, I mean, it's I guess it's kind of that, but it's like we're so far into it. If you wanted to get it, you got it. If you didn't, don't. At this point, like if people get sick, they get sick. If people die, they die. Like they had the opportunity, they didn't want to get it. Like, is this going to be just forever now? Just like any type of sickness, just like at this point, could use maybe like a few less people. That's okay.
Wow.
We're fine. There's going to be a margin of error, and that's just where we're at now.
It's natural
Jake,
selection.
It's like,
I presented you as a libtard, and you did not
and
get
no,
that.
that's why I said like I'm
Jake
very
is a sensible
either
libtard,
or.
dude.
Yeah.
What did the NBA
Because at this
do?
point, just like what is it? Doesn't really. They went into the
Jake.
bubble. That's the thing.
No,
Dude,
not this
I'm
year.
so.
They didn't.
Oh, you're saying this year? I don't think they cared.
They didn't give a fuck. So like I think like COVID's pretty much over. Like why is
Yeah,
the
but it's
NFL
like
making
these
Because
dudes are not gonna die if they, and even
Yeah.
because like yeah, Delta variant is getting people sick that are vaccinated, but they aren't dying. So it's like now it's like okay, well you're gonna get sick, and we have to see if you die. If you die, then you have to retrograde and like go back, and now it's a loss. And it's just like at this point, just it's been out. It's not like a should we make one? Should we not make one? Should we distribute it to people? Like it's been out. People have gotten it. It's like if you want it, get it. If you don't, don't. Like we're so far into it. It's like you've had your time to make
not
your
that
choice
far into it.
far enough. It's not like it just came out yesterday. So it's like when
No,
people get the vaccine, this is
true.
the thing. So like when people get the vaccine, you take a risk in some people's mind that, there's shit that might happen to you that you're not expecting. So it's like, how are you allowed to take that risk, but not allowed to take the risk of just not getting it? Because at this point, it's like it's out there.
Because
If you die, then it's like, hey, sorry.
because it's
sorry,
not
not sorry.
just you like getting the vaccine like decreases
no, that's
your rate of like transmission and whatnot. So
But also, so because and I agree. And when it was not widely available, I agree. Because then you can unintentionally get somebody sick who might be worried about it. Like, oh shit, I don't want to get COVID and I don't want to take that risk. If that's the case, why are you not vaccinated already? One. Two, why are you going to a football game? Like if you're still worried about it and you're still not vaccinated when you want to be, but for some reason you can't, then you still stay home. Like that's
Well, see,
you
we're
can't
not
be- you
talking
can't
about
be-
we're not talking about fans though. We're talking about people playing the game.
they have the same choice.
Yeah, but
It's
what
like, if you're
about
that worried about it, just sit out again. They're
Right.
not.
like if Cole Beasley gets COVID and he gives it and he is in the same locker room as Jerry Hughes, but Jerry Hughes has the vaccine. Should Jerry Hughes theoretically not get the COVID because he has the vaccine? Like what's the big deal?
No, Jerry
Well-
Hughes could still get it. And
But my whole thing is he has now the safe precautions. Like
Yeah. I think
really good chance he's not going to
Is-
die. So it's
is
like, are you
Jerry
just scared of
Hughes-
getting the cold now? Like
Yeah, is Jerry Hughes not going to places outside of the Buffalo Bills facility where there's people who are unvaccinated?
I think you'd have to ask Jerry Hughes that. But
But that's what I'm saying. Like you go to a grocery store or you go to wherever, and like there's gonna be unvaccinated. There's gonna be fans on the sidelines that are unvaccinated. So like, I don't think like it just doesn't make any sense. It's just like a political move by the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a political move. I think it's a business decision because if people do have, like, if it comes out that somebody has it on the team or multiple people, that game doesn't get played.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's a loss now That's not a political move. That's like a game move.
No,
But
it
they
is
can
though.
make it so that if you test positive, you don't play as a player.
Yeah, but if there's an outbreak, like let's say Cole Beasley was going out the night before and he's just gets infected and then he infects all the Bills. And let's say like, he's doing some drills with Josh Allen and Josh Allen gets it. He can't play. That's a
But
loss on
see,
the Bills schedule.
that's
that's-
still totally a political move.
Yeah, but that's what I'm
'Cause-
saying is there's 53 people going to different places. Like they got kids that are going to school. Their kids don't have to be vaccinated. Their wives don't have to be vaccinated. Their wives are going to the grocery store. They get COVID, give it to Josh Allen or give it to Jerry Hughes, who's vaccinated. He gives it to everybody. It's the same deal.
So to me, it's a political decision because if say there were to be an outbreak, this person gets that person, blah, 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 it's their rule that's saying they can't play the game.
No, I
They
mean,
could,
Jake, that's
still be like, hey, it's fucking on. Sit out or don't.
no, that's like any event. No, like sporting game where people are playing each other. If there's an infectious disease going around, that game is not going to happen.
Yeah, but Hunter, what I'm saying is
As per
how
who,
is
like whose
how
rules,
is
you know?
how is Cole
If they
Beasley
didn't care how they looked, then they would just play.
how is Cole Beasley not getting the vaccine worse than like everyone? Because there's 53 players, all their wives or girlfriends or whoever they're hooking up with, all their kids and all their family members come in contact with them.
Yeah.
How is that worse? How is Cole Beasley not being vaccinated worse than like? How is that going to solve that issue? Like it's just not.
I
It just
don't
doesn't
think
make
it's
any sense.
worse or it does, but if everybody in the NFL is vaccinated, it is less of a chance that a game has to get canceled.
But has to is the NFL's rules.
It's a rule everywhere, Jake. But the thing is, the NFL is a business, and I don't think it's taking anybody's like freedom away to say that you have to get vaccinated because it's Cole's decision to like play in the NFL. If he doesn't want to follow their rules, he doesn't have to, and that's his freedom.
Yeah.
But
See, I think
I
we should
just-
poll everyone, like literally everybody in the United States, and just one question: yes or no. Do you care if NFL players get COVID? Yes or no? And all we need is just 50.00001 and let's roll. Just like it's good. To this
Now-
point, it's like it was there.
Here's my solution. You just don't test them at all because as Nolan once told me, if you don't know you have it, then you don't have it. But he
That
was
is
talking about
true.
another thing, but I think it applies to COVID as well.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
I don't know. I just think for the one dude that it might hit hard, like it's important for
The
group
overweight guy with
activities.
diabetes and a heart
Yeah,
condition.
dude. Raquel Armstead on the Jaguars last year. He was in the hospital for like 8 months because of it.
Really?
Yeah,
Was he vaccinated?
there was no vaccine back then.
It's unfortunate.
Oh Jesus.
But either way, Cole Beasley's acting a fool, and DeAndre Hopkins caught wind of this, and he says he's going to retire.
Yeah. And then the Vikings, I don't know if they fired Rick Dennison, but that's what it sounds like because a couple people were kind of butthurt about it. But he's like an assistant coach, like he's an offensive line coach and a run game coordinator, and he's like one of the best run game coordinators in the league, and he's out because he didn't want to get the vaccine.
Did you see why DeAndre Hopkins doesn't want it?
Why doesn't he want it?
Because like a friend of his got it and like felt weird for longer than 2 days, so he doesn't want it.
Well,
It's just really like stringy anecdotal evidence.
you never know, dude. Some people developed myocarditis or something.
I don't know. I think it's just like anything. Like, how come people aren't mad that they have to give their kids like whatever shots you have to get to or get to go to grade school? Like, why is that not an issue?
I think there are people that think that those
Yeah, no,
cause
there are.
autism.
Especially
I think
now.
I think
I
those
think they-
people
now.
are different because those vaccines have been around so long that there's like 10-year studies. Like there's
My
20,
favorite thing
30-year
about-
studies.
my favorite thing about all of this is the people who say, I don't know what's in that vaccine. I'm like, can you tell me the ones you do know what's in there?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
can you?
Are you a
can you- what-
microbiologist?
Yeah, can you tell me what's in a fucking Sugardale hot dog?
People
No.
just they pick and
Like, are you all of a
choose.
sudden a pharmacist?
I will say a
Like-
Sugardale hot dog's probably worse for you than any vaccine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think people pick and choose their battles when they want to. Like one thing
If-
they'll be totally fine with, and the other thing they're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what, I think it was like typically like if you got COVID, it lasted like 2 weeks or so, and then it was pretty much done for most people.
If you didn't,
If you
die,
ate Sugardale hot dogs for every meal straight for 2 weeks, guaranteed death.
Yeah.
And we sell that shit by
I
the
think
box.
Huffy definitely did that.
But
Huff
Huffy's
is
a
built
creature.
different. He's got a different kind of digestive system. It can handle
That was
the
also when he was
loads.
on like a 2 liter or 2 liter pop a day.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay. But before we get demonetized with all this COVID talk,
Demonetized.
yeah, maybe they'll monetize us and then demonetize.
Yeah, here you go. But we can take it right away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If you say COVID, you can't be monetized on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like it's something in like the first 10 minutes if you don't have like a disclaimer or something. It's fucking stupid.
Well, make sure you put that disclaimer up there.
But do
Disclaimer, we are all pharmacists.
You think that's crazy that they restrict your speech on such things?
I don't think it's restricting your speech. Nobody's saying
it's-
you can't say it. They're just not going to pay you for it.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll still leave it up to a certain extent unless you're like Alex Jones.
That's
they'll
like-
leave them.
Yeah, but there's like algorithms. So when you get like recommended videos, if you're flagged for
Doesn't-
something
dude.
like that, you're not in the recommended videos.
If you have your viewers,
Yeah.
you already have your viewers. That's like all these like people on Twitter, especially in the Republican Party, who are like, oh, they're trying to silence us, blah, 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 as they're tweeting it to their 30 million followers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but-
well, that's another whole like just like how we were saying with the NFL. It's like that's a whole another like private business thing. If you made and hosted your own website, like if I went on my like video website and just started posting videos there, talking all
Yeah.
the government conspiracies and stuff, like nobody would take that down. And if like the internet government branch, if they came in, they were like, hey, you're saying this stuff about COVID, you got to stop, or we're gonna fine you or put you in jail.
Yeah,
That's an issue.
that's one thing. But yeah, Jake's completely right. Like, play shitty games, get shitty prizes. If you don't like what Twitter's saying, like, get off Twitter.
Well, that's because even like a lot of podcasts I listen to, or not a lot, but a couple of them, they're censored for the first 10 minutes because it only goes for the first 10 minutes. So you can't like, if you swear, then it like flags you and it's like, hey, like you're not safe for kids, like, and it limits your advertising stuff. It's fucking so weird. YouTube it's about to be crazy.
Well, they listen to every part of the video because when you post like a piece, like a 10-second clip, an hour in,
It's just the
flag you.
algorithm. Sometimes it fucks up too.
Yeah.
We got a video taken down because they claimed copyright for an episode of The Simpsons for no reason. Like it was literally no reason. And I'm like,
You fucker.
yeah, it was for work. Yeah, like it was like a little like Halloween promo ad thing. And it was
Yeah.
like, you stole this from The Simpsons. And we're like, okay, I guess we'll take it down. Like the promo's over, so we don't care.
Yeah.
But fellas,
Speaking of promos being over.
let's save this for our First Amendment podcast. But-
Isn't freedom of the press like 3, or is that all combined into one?
I don't know.
I don't
We'll
know.
figure that out on that podcast.
Yeah, well, we'll figure that out on figuring out the amendments podcast,
Yeah,
and then
leave
roll
that.
over that information to the First Amendment podcast and actually
Yeah.
explain to people.
We'll
We
read
have
the
several.
Constitution.
None are monetized. But Cam Akers is done for the season. That stinks.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles in practice. and
Yeah.
he's gonna be out for the season. I think it's hilarious. This guy commented on this tweet and said, "I drafted him as my RB1." Hell,
Yeah. Well, that's why you don't draft fantasy this early.
yeah.
And 2, that sucks. I drafted Saquon last year and the same thing happened.
I was scrolling through the comments and a lot of people have already drafted because there's a lot of people butthurt about this. I was like, "What the hell are you guys doing?"
So stupid.
It's
Especially with the
really-
crazy COVID rules,
Yeah.
like you don't
Yeah.
know, people which by choice are going to be like, see, you."
Cole Beasley's probably gonna slip real late, dude. I might be able to pick him up.
Last year I drafted DeAndre Hopkins 1. So it's like, and he's talking about retiring with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Jake, I really wish you would have joined the dynasty.
I know. I just don't have the mental capacity.
You would love it.
I gotta let some things slide.
Oh, Austin, speaking of which, little insider info for you. Chris Duell wants to move out of the first spot if you're interested and you want to swap with him.
He wants to do like a complete swapperoo.
Yeah, well, that's the only way it'd be possible because you can't trade like future draft picks in this draft.
Tell Chris Duell I'll think about it.
You should tell him.
I'll send him a clip of this conversation of the podcast.
Yeah, definitely do. Hopefully he doesn't get mad at you like Dwayne Haskins' wife.
Yeah. She got so mad that she socked him in the mouth and knocked one of his teeth out during an argument at a Vegas hotel on July 3rd. And
August 3rd. Or due back in court on August 3rd.
yeah. So,
But
around the same time, she might have been mad because he got exposed by this Instagram model, V Chantal XOXO on Instagram. And basically she posted like a text message of him like asking her to pay him back $20,000 for gifts that he gave her. And I don't know if you see this picture of this chica up here, but she's pretty caked up. So I'm assuming Dwayne Haskins was either smashing those cheeks or trying to get in on those cheeks.
do you guys think that
maybe he was just trying to help her out with some gifts.
Maybe
think,
that was his OnlyFans payment for 10 years.
do you think that young American males are going through a horny crisis right now?
Oh yeah, dude. Are you kidding me?
I don't think it's right now. I think it's since
Forever?
the beginning of time. Like,
Dwayne Haskins dropping 20K on OnlyFans, Deshaun Watson's skeeting on masseuses.
Yeah.
How come nobody's heard about that recently? What's going on with Deshaun?
I know his PR
It's
people
attention
must be
span,
real
dude.
good. Yeah.
they're like,
Yeah.
let's ride this out for 4 months, and then
He could
people
be
will
ready
literally
week
forget.
one, and everybody would be like, "Oh, I'm glad Deshaun's back."
Honestly, Jake has a good point with the attention span, because if you just stay quiet for a week or two after something heinous happens, something other crazy will happen and distract everyone from everything else. That
Yeah,
happened.
they're like, oh, so whatever happened with that case? And they're like, you see Kanye drop that album?
Yeah.
I'm like, really? Is it good? Yeah.
You see that new
The fuck are we talking about?
monkeypox?
You see, Deshaun Watson got 36 touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
You see Jungle Cruise is in theaters?
Have you seen Jungle Cruise yet, Jake?
No, I'm gonna go to theaters though for it.
Why are you gonna go to the fucking theater to see Jungle Cruise, Jake?
Because we have the Regal Unlimited cards.
How'd that do in the pandemic?
They just stopped charging you,
Oh,
and they opened back up and they charge you again. I went and saw Black Widow in theaters. So I want to see old, because it was the best one out at the time, and they charge you $20. So like either way, you spent the money, and you have to see at least 2 movies a month to like make it worth it.
Did Black
So-
Widow suck?
No, I liked it. It's not a crucial movie, but I enjoyed it.
You're gonna go see Black Widow, but you're not. Gonna
No,
see
I
Space
already
Jam
did
2.
see it. See what?
You'll see Black Widow, but you won't see Space Jam 2.
I didn't say I won't see it. I said I didn't see it. And I'll
I
probably
did.
see Old, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I just don't know if you're.
And then I'll probably see.
there anymore.
Listen, I'm fucking Captain Unlimited, dude. I can see whatever movie I want and skip the lines. And I
For
get
all
points
you-
to use at the
All you
snack bar.
fans out there, Jake's favorite movie is Jumper with Hayden Christensen.
It still is, yes.
Is it really?
It's no, not anymore. It was for a while.
It was for like 6 years.
6 years?
Whatever-
You
Whatever
picked
the
it right 6 years,
period-
maybe.
Whatever the period of time between Jumper coming out and Limitless coming out is how long it was your favorite movie.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that was awesome.
Speaking
But-
of Limitless,
We can say that for There's so much
Steelers-
stuff I cut out.
the Steelers pass rush has limitless potential after this signing of Melvin Ingram.
You don't have to cut that out.
Why?
They want to hear about that.
Yeah, this big old Haas is quite the addition.
Yeah, Melvin Ingram, I don't know what happened to him. He got snapped up or something. He was out for a year or two. And he's back. And he's going to be screaming off the edge where old Bud Dupree used to be. So, Steelers, they're going to look good on D. And maybe they're gonna look good on O because have you guys seen Big Ben Roethlisberger, who might be referred to as Slim Ben Roethlisberger from now on?
He doesn't
Yeah, I
really
like how
look slim.
they use the word lean.
Well,
You can say
now,
trim,
now Big
not
Ben,
lean. He's not lean by any means.
keep in mind this guy's damn near 40, and he's been 260 pounds his whole life. All right, so he's gonna have a little muffin top. And I did look up because some people are like, oh, he's in the best shape of his life. I looked up like a Big Ben training camp photo from like the early 2000s. He used to be skinny. Like Big Ben, this is not the best shape Big Ben's ever been in.
He does have looks like a little book, maybe an iPad there. So he's studying.
He's probably watching
Let's
film on the
zoom in,
car ride in, on the
enhance that
motorcycle
image.
ride.
A shirt that
It is a
says
book and an iPad.
"Diff for Ent." Wonder
Yeah.
what that means.
He's
It's like,
deferring stuff.
Yeah,
He's
his
deferring
rent.
the vaccine.
Did you see Dak was asked about the vaccine at a press conference? Someone
No.
was like, "Hey, Dak, did you get vaccinated?" He was like, "I don't think that's important. Let's talk about something else."
Oh, he probably didn't. I'd like to see a breakdown of how many people have and have not in the NFL. They
think it's
can't
See,
ask.
I think
It's 90.
I think you got to troll those questions to a certain extent.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, did you get it?" Like, actually, no, I got the live COVID injected right into my. Next question, and just they're like, "What?"
Yeah, I got the vaccine.
I have it right
The
now.
flu vaccine last year. Give him a little troll job.
I got the bubonic plague vaccine, so I'm good. You guys didn't say
So-
what vaccine I need.
Some of these guys may not be sticking vaccine needles in their arms, but they are sticking PED needles in their arms because David
Oh.
Onyemata
Whoa,
was
whoa, whoa!
suspended 6 games.
You don't know that he was injecting anything.
Yeah, he could have been doing the consumables.
You think he was consuming them when he could probably afford some pure Tren and shark adrenaline?
He could have been taking Adderall. That's a PED.
Yeah, you might be
Yeah.
right.
I mean, for all we know, he could have just eaten like some Viagra or something.
Yeah. He could have taken a shady gas station boner pill, which have all kinds
If
of
I played in the
steroids.
NFL, I'd try to have a boner every play.
I mean, maybe he has a direct source to the original formula of Jacked.
That's very possible. Or
That's
maybe he just
definitely a
takes
PED.
heroin.
I don't think it's performance enhancing.
Heroin?
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
guess
just
what,
fall asleep.
Jade? Weed isn't performance enhancing. Isn't performance enhancing, but they banned Sha'Carri Richardson from the Olympics.
Did they ban? I don't think they banned her. I
They
think she can't
banned
run
her.
one event.
No, she can't go. She can't even fly
Wow.
there. They
Wow.
banned her from Japan. You want to talk about
I think
freedom?
I think it's funny anytime someone gets popped for a PED, they always say the same thing. Like his statement was, I have never knowingly taken anything that could cause a positive test. I have been taking supplements that may contain banned substance. Like they always say, I was taking some shady creatine. Maybe there's some steroids in
I've
there.
been working out with new guys who gave me these subs that I thought were a little too good to be true.
I was working out with The Rock and Mark Wahlberg on the set of Pain and Gain.
Oh,
right.
man.
Well, Tom Brady played the Super Bowl and some of the season on a fully torn MCL.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to see these things that he says he couldn't do before. I want to see what those things are.
I would like to see Tom take some PEDs. They should let you after the age of 40. You should be
For
allowed
real.
to take PEDs.
It's like you earn your stripes.
Yeah, like you got enough CTE in your brain that you deserve a little PEDs in your body.
I walked
See, that's the
off.
thing. There would be dudes that just stay in the league that long. They're like, I know I should have gotten out 5 years ago, but I'm
Yeah.
so close and I can start doing it.
It's just 2 more years. I can start taking steroids.
I once walked off of a ski slope with a partially torn ACL, so I kind of know what Tom Brady's going through.
Now, when that happened, did you feel like if you were a pocket passing quarterback who's been in the league for 20 years and had multiple MVPs and 6 or 7 championship rings, that you could have won the Super Bowl on that ACL?
Yeah, was that going through your head, Hunter?
It
You're laying in the
honestly-
snow.
It honestly was. When I was laying there, that was my first thought: is could I win a Super Bowl on
Yeah.
this? And maybe not in that exact moment, but like if I could have, like, just laid there and then they put Blaine Gabbert in, shot me up with like some Torterol, I could probably do it.
Yeah. 'Cause you don't
Especially
gotta
if
move
I
around
was
too much.
throwing it to Mike Evans and
Chris Godwin, Tyler
Leonard
Brown,
Fournette was running for me.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, I could do it. Absolutely.
But
You
yeah,
heard it here first.
hope Tom Brady sucks down some deer antler spray and eats some avocados and quinoa and acai berries and heals that thing up, dude. Be ready for next season. Now, Hunter, I know that you're kind of a libtard. I think Jake may be the moderate, and I may be the conservative, and you may be the libtard. So
Yeah,
I'd like-
I took a test and I think I ended up being libertarian.
yeah, Jake's libertarian.
I
Jake's a librarian.
I was baptized, Karen.
So
You were
I-
baptized?
I want to
Nice.
get your hot spicy take on this Tommy Lauren post.
I could play a waiting tune.
Well, Tommy is using those buzzwords that we're all so familiar with.
Oh, it died. No.
And by the hands of thugs, it kind of means, it seems like she's saying by the hands of black people. So I don't know. Again, this is like a business decision type deal. I'm sure Jerry Jones allows people to wear fallen officers.
For the people listening to us on Spotify and you don't have the video broadcast, Tommy Lauren tweeted, if the NFL is going to allow players to wear decals of those who died at the hands of police brutality, then they should also allow players to honor the officers who died at the hands of thugs.
Why is there not
Exclamation point.
air quotes over thugs?
Around thugs? Yeah, for real.
Because it's a fact, Hunter.
I just think you got to do both sides. Like if you're gonna do
Here's
one.
here's my take. I got two takes. One, has any NFL player complained about that?
No, Jake, I'm pretty sure that was a big deal last year because everybody was like, yeah, probably no officer stuff right now because the police aren't looking too good right now. And then Jerry Jones was like, oh, that's bullshit. Of course we're going to be supporting law enforcement.
But was there a player that was like,
Oh,
Tommy, I got a story
absolutely
for
not.
you?
I don't think
I
the
have a
players
story
give
for
a
you.
fuck about any of
Yeah.
this stuff.
That's the thing. They can't see it. Like it could say fucking Ronald McDonald in the back. They
Yeah.
don't. He can't see it.
That is
Two.
funny. I can't see it.
I just don't know her expertise.
And why is
I think it's just making people angry. Like that's all
Why?
she does.
police brutality air quoted? Like that doesn't exist.
And the funny thing is that's like the technical term.
Yeah.
It is by the law judged as, yes, that was an act of police brutality and excessive force.
Is she
Thugs
claiming
should
that?
be the air quoted thing because that's like it's not a
Yeah.
specific definition of somebody or something. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
the
I'm a
perfectly
pretty
explains it.
conservative person, and when I read this, I was like, ugh. Like,
Yeah, just
you
like
can't be tweeting
what?
this out. That's
she is just the epitome of just a raging cunt.
Yeah.
Like she sucks. You
a
can just tell.
raging cut.
Like
We should.
I was
we
gonna
should make
say we
shirts.
should-
I'm
we
adding
should
that to the
try and
merch idea.
Get her on. Tommy Lorena's a raging cunt shirts.
But that's the thing. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? Come on here and be a raging cunt to me?
Yeah.
I just like go ahead, talk. All right, thanks for coming on. See you, everyone. Like,
That is true. Like the whole purpose of this tweet is just to like rile people up.
Yeah.
People who don't like police brutality aren't gonna like it, and people who are like, oh, those thugs, they're
Yeah.
gonna love it.
I know a lot
So-
of people are probably gonna boycott the NFL because of these
Shit.
stickers.
Again, clicks have ruined media.
Yeah, she's a shit stirrer for sure.
Yeah. It's all she is. If there was no monetary value to clicks, there's no point. But
Yeah.
you know, that's how the sausage is made.
That's how the sausage
Well-
is made.
All right. I guess we haven't talked about it, but Richard Sherman went a little crazy over the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunate.
Got drunk, was yelling at his wife, burglarized some stuff, I guess.
So I think what happened was they had been having some kind of difficulty, him and his wife, and she took their kids and was staying with her dad in that house. and Richard was like texting that he wanted his kids back and whatever. He was drinking, like he drank 2 bottles of liquor, she said, and he was driving around in his Mercedes or whatever, and he like totaled his car. He crashed into a government vehicle, drove to that house where his wife was staying, and there's like this surveillance footage of him trying to kick in the door. And this door has received a lot of praise by the NFL community. A lot of people are thinking maybe it can be an offensive lineman in the NFL. It was holding on, dude. It was holding on strong. But
Yeah.
apparently, like, his wife's dad bear maced him and like had a gun ready. So it's like a good thing he didn't get through the door. But
Yeah.
one of the bigger things from this whole thing was the 911 Karen dispatcher. Like, I don't know if you've heard this 911 call, but the dispatcher just sounds like a bitch. Like, like we can go ahead and give her a listen.
Yeah, well, we'll cut out the part while we're listening.
I got a Swick tonal commercial.
911, what are
Is
you
that the
reporting?
TMZ? Do-do-do.
Yeah.
Nice.
I need officers to my house now. My husband is drunk and threatening to kill himself.
Stop.
I'm-
What's the address? Are there
He
any
is-
weapons? Stop.
We
Are there
we
any-
took
listen to
no.
me.
There's no gun.
Stop.
I'm saying there are no weapons, ma'am. There are
You
no
didn't let me
no
finish.
weapons.
You need to stop interrupting me so I can get the information I need to get officers expedited.
I need officers here now.
What's he doing that you think he's going to harm
He's
himself?
he's being aggressive. He has sent text message. I took
She's just
I
trying
took
to do
the
her
keys out.
job.
They're in your car. He's trying to leave now in the house.
haven't
He's being
heard the whole
aggressive. He's
thing,
wrestling
though.
with my uncle. He's threatening to kill himself. He has sent text message to people saying he's going to hang himself. He's saying that if the police show up, so please don't shoot is what I'm asking.
Okay, wait. Say that again.
He has no
He
weapon.
says if the
He
police show up,
he
what?
said if the police show up that he'll try to fight them. So they need
Okay.
to understand that he is.
Okay. Listen, just what's your phone number there? Okay, and has it been physical with anybody there? You said he's trying to fight
Yes,
your uncle?
yes, it has. Yes, it has.
How has it been physical?
He just tried to fight him.
Okay, trying to fight somebody and actually being
Yes,
physical
he
is
did.
two
He
different
did, all
things.
the way
How
down to
has
the
it been physical?
He's pulling out now. He's trying to leave. He's
Okay,
leaving
what
in
kind
the
of car?
Maybach.
What kind of
It's
car is he
a
driving?
2016 black Mercedes BB3425.
She just wants all the
Richard,
information
please
and
stop.
Boy,
arguing over some
Hello-
semantics.
BB3425.
Actually, ma'am, that is not
Richard,
a physical
please stop.
altercation. You've just lied to police officers.
Please stop.
Arrest
Now
you.
we're on the way to
sedan
arrest you.
SUV?
It's just a black sedan Mercedes SUV.
Okay,
He's not going to be able to get out the gate. I cut it off.
what do you mean you cut it off?
I cut the gate. We live behind it. It's Richard Sherman. Like, ma'am, this is like emergency. I need
Hey,
officers here
listen
now.
to me. I'm handling this. You need to stop telling me that.
Okay,
Talking
but
to
what
me
I
is not
know,
going to slow help
he got out.
down.
He just
Talking
got
to
out the
me is
gate,
not
and he.
going to slow help down.
Okay, well, what I needed to know is that he
What's
was
your
like,
name?
my name is Ashley Sherman.
Do you know what his date of birth is?
3/30/88.
Okay, slow down so I can understand you. What's the
Why
date
does
of
that
birth?
matter?
March 30th, 1988.
Does anybody need an ambulance there? You said it was physical.
No, we don't
Okay.
need an ambulance.
Okay.
Oh, I
And
thought you
he
said
does
it
not
was
have any
physical. You don't
weapons
need
or
an
access
ambulance,
to
huh?
weapons?
No, no.
Sounds kind of fishy.
Okay, and how
Jake,
much has he
during
had
this
to drink
part,
tonight?
can you like blur out the
2
screen
bottles.
and put up a picture of Richard Sherman's wife and then like some sound
2 bottles of
blurbs
what?
at the bottom
Yeah.
when she talks?
Some sound waves.
A
Yeah.
vodka and Hennessy.
And then
Yeah.
a
Hard
picture
alcohol.
of a 911 officer who's like,
Okay, sir. I'm only going to talk to one person, so please put the phone
So
down
let's
and
see
talk to
911
Ashley.
Okay, is the sheriff
It-
on the way?
Okay, listen.
Well, she
it's
sounds
over
like
on
she
dispatch,
sucks.
okay? Talking to me is not going to slow anything else down.
If someone gets killed, bro, like,
Okay, I'll let you off the line. The officers have the information.
I still have to get some information.
Yeah, but so what do you guys
Well,
think of that?
See,
Yeah,
Now-
she fucking sucks balls.
if that was a rich suburban white woman calling,
Mm-hmm.
the police would have been there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yep.
But now they're saying
If the police dispatcher lady sounded like the lady calling, she's like, "What's the address? All right, we're good. We're coming."
Yeah.
yeah. They're on
Do
the
you
way.
by chance know his mother's maiden name?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so did it
Um,
or did it not get physical? Because what you told me was it got physical.
Listen, there's a difference between trying to stab someone and successfully stabbing someone. Okay.
All right, I
Do you-
paused
do you
the
get that?
cops. The cops pulled over. They're not coming anymore. Now, did it get physical?
This is serious stuff, man. You're gonna have to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
No, when you say yes, it has gotten physical. No, do you mean like violent or sexually? She's like, what? Listen, okay, look, if you keep questioning me,
You mean like that song from the 70s?
I'm just gonna hang up. I'm just gonna hang up.
What are you wearing right now, huh? Why is it important? It's important, damn it.
So I think the whoopsie shouldn't be Richard Sherman. It should probably be that 911 officer.
The San
yeah,
Francisco Police Department
she's
for
getting,
hiring that lady.
She's getting investigated or whatever by her department.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Good.
She might get booted.
Well,
But-
I
glad
hope so.
Do you see
That
this
justice
picture of
is
Richard
restored.
getting his boo-boo taped up by the firefighter?
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about that. If you enhance that image, it looks like Richard Sherman wears UGG for men slippers.
They look very comfortable.
They probably are, but I bet they're a little stiff.
Without socks, yeah.
It
Without
doesn't
socks.
look like he's wearing socks. Yeah.
Like, I wonder what Richard Sherman was doing prior to him. Like, he's just in sweaty peas. He's got like, I don't know if he's shirtless or if he's got a tank on, and then he's got
Probably has a
some
tank
real
on.
nice slippers.
I don't know, but Richard has since apologized, and we all have bad days.
Yeah.
So hopefully he gets the help he needs.
Yeah,
Yep. Hopefully it comes back.
Yeah, but
yeah, that'd be cool.
do we want to do the bracket next or the game?
Let's do the game, and then we'll wrap up with the bracket.
What is the game, Jake?
So the game, which I'll explain in detail because apparently it was a little vague. So the game is the top 3 teams that if the NFL said, hey, we have a new team from a new city coming in. So one of these existing teams has to get the boot. Top 3 teams, we would give the boot. Hunter, Austin, me.
Dust boot.
I go first. Let me pull up my list here. So I went a little extra mile with this game because I didn't understand it fully. But I'm gonna say what team I would move and where I would move them to. So for my number 3, the Browns. Oops. I was writing in big font there. We don't want that. So we would move the Browns to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, because I think that would be fun.
The Baton Rouge Browns.
Yeah. I don't know how to spell Baton Rouge, but there you go.
I like it, Hunter. For my number 3, I'm gonna stay in the same state. I'm gonna go to Cincinnati, and I'm gonna take the Bengals, and I'm gonna, if we're gonna relocate these teams, I'm
Yeah, seeming
gonna
crazy now.
I'm gonna relocate these things to Abu Dhabi.
What?
What?
I think
International series?
Well, yeah, I think Cincinnati can't even afford an indoor practice facility, and I feel like Abu Dhabi will definitely give the Bengals an indoor practice facility, and they'll probably get real tigers as like mascots.
They'll go worst to first
Yeah,
when it comes to stadiums.
I feel like the travel logistics would be a little fucked up, but
They got bidets in the locker room.
would you be excited if you had to travel, even if it was a long ass flight, to go play in Abu Dhabi? If you
No,
could stay a night and just
I don't
hang
think
out?
anybody would like that. And that team would be so not well rested because every other week they have to go on a fucking literally all the way around the world trip.
Yeah, they'd be on cocaine all the time, probably.
The Abu Dhabi Bengals. It's a
Yeah.
bad idea.
Well, that's my number 3. So
Write it in there.
So my number 3,
Need
and
a
I
picture
also
Of Joe
Didn't,
Burrow in like a thing.
1 second, Echo's tweaking.
I feel like they'd have gold helmets, maybe gold face masks.
Yeah.
They probably have all. They would look like Xerxes from 300.
But did you hear me? We need to Photoshop a picture of Joe Burrow with like a sick
On
Middle
the
Eastern outfit
Xerxes,
on.
the like thing that all the slave
Or
girls
that.
carry.
Yeah.
Alright, so
And-
I didn't know that we were relocating these teams. So
Wait, you
I
know
would-
that big guy? Who's that big guy that's next to Xerxes? That can be Margoose Hunt. We'll
I
Photoshop.
think Xerxes is the big guy.
Maybe.
yeah, Xerxes is a super tall dude.
He's the God King.
So
Okay.
my number 3, I would get rid of the Detroit Lions. And if I had to move them and we're just go anywhere we want, I'll move them to the moon.
The Moon Lions.
Yeah.
You take MCDC to the moon?
Yeah.
They'd have to Blue Origin down to Earth every game.
Yeah, it's a quick trip nowadays.
Yeah.
So I thought about including the Lions on this list, but I didn't because I want to see what MCDC does. And I think that Detroit is a very nitty gritty city that deserves an NFL team.
Nitty gritty city committee.
Yeah. But all right, Jake has the Lions to the moon. So my next one, I would move the Colts because Indianapolis sucks. So the Colts would go to Austin because I was just there and I think they need a professional football team. Even though Texas already has 2.
Austin could use one though. Be a good game to go to.
Colts and Texans in the same state, that'd be cool. Maybe.
All right. So number 2 on my list is gonna be let's go with the Giants. Get them out of there.
Oh.
And I'm gonna move the Giants to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. The Cedar Rapids Giants. And the elevation there is 810 feet. And they have a good museum there. So the Giants. and
Why?
Cedar Rapids.
You don't think the Giants should be New York? No more sharing a stadium?
No, I think the Jets should just get the state. There should only be one team there,
I do think there should only be one team per stadium. I think that's pretty stupid.
And I think they should
Fair,
have to move
fair.
into actual New York instead of East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, don't you think the Bills should be in Buffalo, not Orchard Park?
No, I think Orchard Park is a nice little town on the outside of Buffalo.
I think you're being biased right now.
Well, I think when they finally knock down the Ralph and they build a big dome in the city of Buffalo, then that's the right time to do it.
Dude Wipes Stadium.
Yeah, dude wipes. Whatever that Boudet, Tushy
Tushy?
Stadium.
Tushy Stadium.
Yeah.
Tushies are sick.
There's a fly around me, and it's killing me.
Well, Jake,
I wonder how much their sales went up after the toilet paper shortage.
say shoe fly don't bother me,
I'm-
and say you're number 2.
So my number 2,
Number 2.
I would take the Jets out and move them to Maine
Maine.
Why Maine?
because the Jets suck.
Jesus.
So you think Maine is a bad place to live?
It's probably beautiful, but yeah, it's so north. It might as well be Alaska.
Yeah.
I don't think so. But
It's the closest. It's the highest. Next, like goes Alaska and then Maine, and then everything else.
I don't think they're like similar at all. Like
No, but I mean,
when that window was open in Johnny Anger's class, Eliza Kissel didn't say it's like Maine in here. She said it's like the
Yeah.
Arctic.
She said it's like the Arctic, dude.
the Arctic would be a cool place to send a football team.
Gotta get
All
the
his
Eliza
Penguins.
Kissel shout out in. But Jake, are you gonna write that?
Yeah. Sorry, I was having it on the other list.
All right. So for my number 1, I was thinking about the Titans because they're definitely my least favorite NFL team. But
Wow.
yeah, I think Tennessee is probably a good place for an NFL team. A lot of stuff going on there. So I'm not going to touch it. What I am going to touch, though, are the Texans. Getting out of Houston, dangerous area. We don't need Deshaun Watson getting all crazy down there. So the Texans are going to Toledo because,
The Toledo Texans.
yeah, because I feel like Deshaun Watson, there's not going to be a lot of like rub and tug opportunities there. And the ones that there are, I feel like they'd be able to stay like low key and like nobody's going to talk about it. Because I feel like,
They'd probably be happy for the business.
yeah, exactly. And they understand like that's probably just how it goes in Toledo. Like, I don't know if ladies have like rights there yet.
Yeah.
So,
It is Ohio.
and I don't agree with that. I just think Ohio is a little backwards. So Texas or the Texans to Toledo.
For my number 1, I think it might be a little controversial because it's a
Whoa.
historic franchise. But I'm gonna take the Chicago Bears, and I'm gonna take them out of there, and I'm gonna move them to Alaska
I think that's a little ridiculous.
because I
The
think
Alaskan Bears.
I don't think there's really any Bears in Chicago, to be quite frank with you.
There
And,
were when that franchise was made in like 1793.
well, I just watched a David Attenborough documentary about bears in Alaska eating salmon and raising
Nice.
their young.
Do you
And I
fucking love
think-
Bears?
I think that'd be a good place. I don't think the
fucking
stadium
love
sells
Bears.
very well, but
I mean, if it's in Anchorage, there's probably a lot of people that would go.
there's probably nothing else to do. You'd probably have a diehard fan base.
Yeah.
I just feel like the Bears in Chicago is a good franchise that you shouldn't move, but
I knew you'd say that.
it's,
knew you'd
it's
say
your
that,
it's
dude.
your list,
Yeah.
whatever.
All right. So my number 3, or my number 1, and it's genius. So I get rid of the Colts because the Colts are just a boring team.
hmm
But I think there should be a team in Canton, Ohio,
Yeah.
as like a Hall of Fame team.
The
Not
Canton Hall
Toledo?
of Famers.
I mean, it wouldn't be of Hall of Fame, but I feel like that could be like a cool thing. Like they have the Hall of Fame logo on the
Okay,
helmets and
cool.
shit.
See, I don't think they should be Hall of Fame affiliated because that would imply that all of the players are like Hall of Fame bound.
I feel
think,
like on
yeah.
Madden when you play with the Hall of Fame team.
yeah, there should definitely be a team there, I think, but I don't think it should be Hall of Fame related.
It should be the Canton Busts, and it'll be just a statue.
Can fucking losers.
Well, I mean like Hall of Fame busts.
Oh, I thought you meant
There's-
like
There's
a
two types
bang or
of
a
busts,
bust.
Jakes. There's
It
there's the
was-
ones that don't pan
Couple
out,
type of
and there's the
busts,
ones that
yeah.
pan out way too well. And then
It
they
was
get
a
a
double
bust.
entendre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, that game was a little out of the box. That was fun.
Yeah. Interesting.
Out of the box. out of the box.
Do you have your bongos?
So long. Farewell.
For our tribalistic music session podcast, we should get some bongos and some different instruments. Maybe a flute,
That would be cool.
tambourine.
Maybe that'll be next week's fun game. Favorite instrument.
We'll paint ourselves with glow in the dark paints. Oh,
Oh shit.
Goodbye for now. Till we meet again.
well, Hunter, we gotta do the bracket.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
See, Hunter's trying to skip the bracket
Yeah,
because
Hunter knows
he,
what happened.
yeah, he's embarrassed. So yeah, to hop right into it. First, we'll get the one that Hunter is not emotionally destroyed by out of the gate. So this was between Broncos Melvin Gordon and Bengals Trey Waynes.
Trey Wines.
And I'm not gonna lie, I did not vote in the way that the votes played out.
You went with Melvin's?
Yeah, so Melvin Gordon has 43%, Trey Waynes has 57%, and yeah, I thought Melvin Gordon was gonna take it. But I mean, I can't complain. Trey Waynes, great hair. The locks. Like, I didn't check Hunter's screen until just there, and I thought he was doing like a close-up butthole. And I was
Yeah.
like, this is definitely gonna get us demonetized.
It's a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
Well, didgeridoo.
So congratulations to Mr. Wayne's Pinky Rain
Yeah.
So Insane.
Finalist in the 2021 bracket.
Yeah, he made it a lot farther.
Who's gonna win?
And
Hunter, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, you want to announce it?
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
thanks. I've been working on my Australian Bushman ability.
Working on your didgeridoo skills.
Yeah.
I'll have the keyboard. You'll play the didgeridoo. Austin
Don't
said
you
he'll
ever
play a flute.
fucking didgeridoo me again, dude. I'll kill you.
Maybe that's why Richard Sherman got so angry. Her
Yeah.
uncle had said, "Hey, didgeridoo," and he's like, "Motherfucker."
The worst insult you can ever give a didgeridooer.
Yeah.
So Cole Beasley and Trevor Lawrence matched up. I think the scales got a little tipped here because we got a lot of Bills fans and Trevor Lawrence hasn't played a snap yet. But Cole Beasley has allegedly come out on top 57-43. I don't know if they were using like fucking Dominion voting machines or like what happened here.
We might have had a few mail-ins, Hunter.
Yeah,
Had
some
a
bad
few
chat
mail-ins.
on this one.
I'll go with the results. Can't ask for a recount here, I guess. But
And that's
Cole
unvaccinated
Beasley.
hair, dude. That's all natural.
Yeah,
Cole Beasley comes out on top.
it's interesting to see that the percentages were exactly the same for both of them, 57-43.
Oh, that is interesting.
Yeah.
Do you have any more data on that?
No. Instagram Insights don't tell us much. So the finals will be Cole Beasley and
Trey
Trey Waynes. Who would have thought? Whoever would have thought?
Nobody would have thought, but I do think we're gonna know who won.
Well, you don't know till you know.
Maybe we can get Cole on the podcast. Well, I'll send him
Yeah,
a
I mean, he's
tweet
gonna have some free time
if
if he's gonna sit out,
Yeah, potentially.
and then we can ask him what shirt he likes the best. Like, hey, Cole, would you buy a bull meat skin shirt with tits?
He
Or would you
definitely
buy a
would.
Tommy Lauren as a raging cunt? shirt?
No, he probably likes
Those would sell so good. Damn, I do miss the t-shirt business a little
Those
bit.
would probably so good amongst our liberal fan base.
That would we'd have. There's no way we wouldn't get sued.
Oh, we'd be fine.
Jake, it's
Because
parody.
It's
Defamation.
parody law, dude. We're
Yeah,
professionals.
Maybe.
We've
But
been
yeah.
giving Goose on the cast long enough that we can't get sued for giving.
Yeah,
him-
we've established ourselves as parody.
yeah.
We are a parody.
At least I hope people think we are fucking parody. If
Our
people
name
believe us on the shit we say.
is Bro Football Focus.
Yeah, we're a parody of pro football.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Jake, were you recording this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay. I only see
That's
Austin recording.
Oh, it is just Austin. Huh.
You weren't
Yes.
recording?
I mean, just send me the file. It's no big deal.
How's he gonna send? All right, goodbye, everybody. Did it. Jesus.
Wait, we gotta play it out. Hunter.